You're listening to Trueheart. Amy and Scott Mallon dive deep with celebrities, mavericks, visionaries, and real-life heroes to find out what sets their souls on fire. Here's Amy and Scott.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another cool episode at Trueheart. You can subscribe wherever podcasts are found. You can also find us on YouTube and subscribe there as well if you'd like to watch the show. And hey, listen, if you love the show, please take a second and leave us a 5-star rating and a great review because that always helps us out a lot.
And thank you to everyone who's done that so far. We read all the reviews and the beautiful comments on YouTube. And thank you for all the love and support that you've shown us and our amazing guests. It means the world to us. We make this show for you every week with lots of love and our intention of just putting some more goodness out there into the universe.
We need it.
We definitely need it now more than ever. And today's guest is really special. You know, I think that some things are kind of happening by like divine intervention. You know, I was definitely destined to meet our guest today. I don't spend a lot of time on social media, and yet I was just shown this page and I was really drawn to what I saw on this Instagram page and how incredible this brand was and how heartfelt and purpose driven. And so I rang up today's guest, Jodi Mannis, and sent her a message. I slid into her DMs, as the kids would say, and we met in person for the first time yesterday. And her story is just really inspiring and empowering.
And I just want to say that this is not a commercial. This is, you know, someone that Amy found that was like, this is going to be an amazing story for our podcast. So I just want to make it clear, like, you know, Jodi is this is just an organic, really cool interview that, you know, we found her, Amy found her, and we just wanted to share her story with you.
And I have to preface it by saying this episode is very delicious. So you will understand what we mean in a moment. We're so excited to welcome Jodi Mannis to the show. Born and raised in Los Angeles, crystals have been a part of Jodi's life for as long as she can remember. She grew up learning about their good vibes from her grandfather, and as an adult, she found herself drawn to crystals once again. We're going to let Jodi tell the story of how the Good Vibes Cookie Co. came to be on the podcast because it's a magical story. Truly overwhelmed by the response to her cookies from friends and strangers alike, Jodi's design background kicked in. Having graduated USC with a fine arts degree after studying graphic design and packaging, Jodi started exploring what her branding would look like. Fast forward to May 2018, and she was setting up her first ever pop-up tasting in Pacific Palisades, California. Seemingly coming together in the blink of an eye, Jodi's journey to Good Vibes Cookie Co. is a testament to what you can create when you authentically follow your passion. Today, she shares her love of crystals with her kids and the world, hand-making and painting each confection with, you guessed it, good vibes. Just as crystals promote calmness, strength, love, and healing, Jodi's intention is to share a bit of that magic with each of her cookie creations. After all, when you give love, karma will kiss you back. Let's get into it with Jodi. Jodi Mannis from the Good Vibes Cookie Company, thank you so much for being on the Trueheart podcast. We are so excited to have you on the show and to be spreading some good vibes to our audience together.
This is amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
You are very welcome. Well, as you know, I came across your beautiful Instagram page and I was blown away by your brand and how your cookies are these incredible, magical works of art. So I just had to invite you on the podcast. And I'm so glad that I did because I've really enjoyed meeting you and getting to know you and starting this friendship. And so tell us about your origin story and how you came up with the idea for Good Vibes Cookie Company.
Well, unlike most brands, my brand wasn't started as a brand. I actually make cookies for my kids. It was Valentine's Day 4 years ago next month, which is just mind-blowing to me. And I was just creating cookies for my kids. Being the mom that I am, we're always in the kitchen together. We do things together. And I was taking all the favorite parts of me in one to make a cookie. And I actually took my favorite recipe and took my love and my background of painting and art, and just put it together in this one geo cookie that I had dreamt of. A lot of my creations that you'll see on my Instagram or just different things I do are things I dream of, and then I just bring them to fruition. So that's exactly what I did with the cookie. I took one of our favorite cookie recipes, which ironically is not even the cookie I use now for the base cookie. I made an edible cookie dough because my daughter loves cookie dough. And that's where it all came from. I made a geode cookie. And I shared it on my personal Instagram, just like we all kind of do. We share our lives, and that's how we all communicate with our busy, fast lives. And at that point in time, I was searching to get back into my creative world. And I was hanging out with some friends, and they saw it. They wanted to buy the cookies. I said, "Oh, I'm not making cookies to sell. These are for my kids." And my one good friend said, "No. This is it. This is your happily ever after. I want you to go home." She gave me an assignment. I heard her assignment. She went home. She told me to go home to brand and package it, because that is where my background comes from. I went to school for branding and packaging and graphic design and art and all that good stuff. So I went home and I sat with the cookie and I looked at it, and all of a sudden I'm like, this is good vibes. Like, these are good vibes. And how many times have you gone to look for a URL and it's never available? Which I know personally, I've done that so many times prior to this journey. And said, there's no way there is not a Good Vibes Cookie Co. Went to my computer, to the URL, boom, it was available. I bought it right there. Then I didn't even think twice about it. It was mine. I bought all the different ones connected to it and around it. And then I thought to myself, well, what's next? Okay, well, a logo, because that's my jam. That's what I used to do. So I went and I put my head in it, pen to paper first, always. I draw everything out always before I bring it to the computer. And lightning bolts have always been a big symbol, so I knew I wanted to incorporate that. And all of a sudden, everything just came to fruition. It was like magic was surrounding me to get me to that point. And now fast forward to here together, right?
That's awesome. So just something you dreamed up and wanted to create for your kids has now become this beautiful company with customers all over the world who enjoy your cookies.
Yeah, I mean, I have dreams too, and I don't know if I've ever tried to make a cookie from a dream, but if I did, I think it'd be a nightmare. So I just want to say congrats on being able to have the artistic skill to bring something from your head to a reality in a way that actually looks probably like what your dream did.
Yes. I celebrate my strengths, but I have a lot of weaknesses. I do a lot of things and I try a lot of things that just don't work, but you got to put the push behind it, put the pen to the paper and see where you can go. That's really, you learn from every part, right? And mostly the mistake.
So what I think is super interesting about this is, and we have to show these cookies.
Yeah, let's show the cookies before
people need to see. For those of you guys who are watching us.
So this one cookie is probably the most incredible baked good that I've ever seen in my life. And as someone that's produced events for almost 25 years, I've had a lot of cool custom desserts made for our parties, but this is like a whole other level. So Jodi, tell us first about the Evil Eye cookie. So what are the vibes that you're sending when you enjoy the Evil Eye cookie? And then tell us about the Sunstone cookie after that.
Well, first of all, I want to applaud you. You've had those a full day and you have not eaten them, which
self-control.
We were saving them for the show. I saw them a couple of times. Ooh.
I know. It's tempting.
There was some way to dip my finger into it. I probably would have.
You could have just cut off the back of it, maybe. To be honest, I've had some clients who have come back a year after receiving them as a gift and said, I just couldn't eat it. I've had it for a full year. There was a bridal shower that everybody got the cookies. And a year later, we met in real life, one of the gals who was invited to the shower, and she brought me the year-old cookie. And we were laughing. I said, please do not eat that. First of all. Second of all, I cannot believe you've been holding it. And just like you, it's like, how do I eat this? That's what I hear mostly. How do I eat this? And I said, because I make them on the daily. So please eat them. That's why I'm here. Like, eat the cookie. It's so good. And then you'll be back, right?
Don't worry about that. I'll definitely eat the cookie. That's not going to be an issue. I will say that they are works of art. And so one of the thing that's so interesting to me about this is, we were talking about this before, is, you can do anything as a person, right? You can pick what you want to do with your life. But so many people do things out of like mediocrity. I just think you look around, like you look at so many different restaurants, so many different things you can buy, clothes, and so much of it, the vast majority of it, is just mediocre. And it's because it's made for, a specific reason, with ROI and profits, and, just trying to make a business run, which I can appreciate.
But no thought to the experience.
Exactly. And just the longevity of it and the beauty of it. And is it something that will give me that experience, like Amy said, that is really unique and special? And, you think about cookies and you think, oh, cookies, right? Like, I can make chocolate chip cookies at home, and even I can do that.
But we can't make this.
But to elevate
the
art of cookie making to something that is like a cookie you've never seen before, that's really special. And I think that, what we talk about to our children is, if you're going to do something that you love, and become so good at it that you alone can do this thing. It's unique. And that's what you've done. And that's why I think this is so special, because it's good luck going and trying to find a cookie like this anywhere else in the world. You won't find it.
Let alone one that tastes as good. And I'm not just saying that because I make them. You'll understand. And all the people, I have tons of return customers for that exact reason. I'm not just a flash in the pan Instagram sensation, because once you actually receive the cookie and then you give in and taste it, it's something you've never experienced before, because it's a whole experience. It's all the senses between the custom packaging, the meaning of the crystals, then the actual cookie itself, and the experience of enjoying the cookies, which is unlike anything else. It's funny you guys were touching on the idea of doing things with greatness. I originally just created the box to make ends meet. My kids needed to go to summer camp. I needed a couple extra dollars. I'm a single mom. And I was like, I'll just make a few boxes just to get me through the summer. I was working a full-time job. I'm not a baker. I'm an artist. I'm a designer. I used to be in fashion. Like, that was my jam. So I made the cookies, and originally my sister said to me, Jodi, you make the best regular cookies, like, mom's favorite chocolate chip cookies. Take those, slap a sticker on it, call it a day. You could sell them by the dozens, by the hundreds, because they're that good, my regular cookies. But I looked at her and I said to her, I'm extra. There's no way I'm just going to make a basic chocolate chip cookie and walk out the door and call it a day. I don't know how to do that. That's just not in my DNA. I'm not saying that everyone needs to be like that, but that's who I am. And I think clearly it comes through in the whole package of the cookie and the cookie itself.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry. And if you don't mind, could you just tell us, like, now we know where you started, and where are you at now, coming from, just thinking, I'll just do this as a kind of a side hustle over the summer. Where are you doing now with it? And, what kind of advice would you have for other people who are thinking about maybe, they came up with a good idea for a product, and how can they make it special? How can they do something that's like really unique, like you have?
Well, like I said, the journey to today has been a long road. Like most people say, I was very lucky that the carriage came before the horse, I think is the saying. My cookies became something before I even knew I had a business or thought of that I wanted a business. For over 2.5 years, I worked a full-time job from 9 to 5. And then I did cookies from 5 to 5 every day. And this was just something I learned I was doing as the company evolved.
Wait. So hold on. So
Until 5 in the morning, you're
yeah,
saying?
Correct.
were you sleeping? I mean, what?
I'm one of those people that doesn't need a lot of sleep. And at the end of the 2.5 years, when I had just I was in Us Weekly. I was working with Levi's. I worked with Allison Olivia. I was at the top of the game. I wasn't sleeping very much, and I have 2 kids, half the time alone. So, but passion was pushing it. It was moving me forward. So I was at the point where I was so happy doing what actually, let me rephrase it. I really do love what I do. So if I'm up at 3 in the morning painting hundreds of cookies, I'm in my happy place. And nothing really phases me. As you know, obviously we get tired, we get fatigued, but I get to sit and stare at things that I've created and that no one's doing anything like. And it's just it's like a hug. It's like a reminder, like life is beautiful. Enjoy it, right? Enjoy the ride.
Have things calmed down for you a little bit in terms of like 9 to 5 job and 5 to 5 baking cookies? Are you just focusing on the cookies now, or what's going on with that?
Yes. At about the 2.5 mark, I decided, I think I have a business here. I maybe should just do this full time, because I really wanted to focus, and I decided I was in it. This was my happily ever after. I wanted to figure out how to grow the business, how to scale. And this was just prior to pandemic and where we all are at this point. And so I quit my full-time job, and I was doing all cookies all the time. And it was the first time I did a pop-up. I've done pop-ups in Los Angeles where I'm based, but I flew to New York and I did a week-long pop-up in New York City, which was amazing. And at that point, I was going to scale the business. I was going to hire employees, which, by the way, I still am the only employee of Good Vibes Cookie Co., unless you consider my kids, who won't help me bake or paint, but who just like to supervise or tell me what I'm doing wrong, basically.
And they're the taste testers.
That's valuable.
Yes, and the taste testers. You could thank my son for the gluten-free vegan ones, because he's the one that gave them the stamp of approval.
Nice. I love that.
We have them now because he's the one who tasted them and said, you know what? I think I might like these even more than the original ones. And I said, okay.
Nice.
I'm pretty proud of myself. So yes, now I do this full time.
Congrats.
Just like everyone, the pandemic happened. Life kind of took a halt. I've been riding the waves, and I just really believe in my product and where I am. And so I'm trying my best to just stick with it. Obviously, I've pivoted some. I've started making t-shirts and selling prints and doing other things, but the whole heart and my whole focus is on staying with the cookies. That's where I want to be. So right now, as of January, it's okay. Get an assistant, somebody to help me with the things that I'm not strong in, or I just don't have time for, or I just don't like. I'm really bad at responding to emails, but I'm really good at social media. So it's been a nice having the 3-year cushion, as I like to call it. It's nice that I've kind of found where my strengths are, where my weaknesses are, where there are pockets that could be filled in what I do, because at first, creating that one small cookie, I thought I was pigeonholing myself by creating this one small cookie. Well, if it doesn't look like a rock, is it really a geode cookie? Is this going to make sense to start evolving and exploring in the different shapes, in the different sizes? Are people coming to me because they want stones, or can I evolve, and can I move forward, and can I become something as big as my imagination sees for my company? So now it's hiring people, it's expanding. A big thing, I want to figure out international shipping and good stuff like that, and wholesaling. Can't you just see you walk up to Starbucks, you grab a latte, and you grab a rose quartz for the day, and off you go, and your day is started with, you know, happiness and positivity and love and you know, exactly what you needed.
You know, a friend of ours who was on the podcast, Mickey, said something really profound. And she's started multiple very, very successful businesses. And she said, you know, you have to, when you're going to start a business, you have one of the most important questions you have to ask yourself is, can I do this for the next 10 years of my life? Is this something I love enough that I can be passionate about it and wake up every day excited to do this? You know, so you're still really in the beginning phases, but congrats on being able to quit your job, focus on this entirely, because that's critical, like to get past that first hurdle, which you did. And now you're at a point where you're ready to expand, which is another critical juncture, and knowing what you're good at and what you're not good at to fill those holes, obviously critical and amazing to be a luxury to be at the point where you're like, okay, I could start looking at, you know, bringing on some people who could really help me grow this thing. So it sounds to me like you're right on track of like exactly where you should be. And, you know, you obviously have I mean, anyone who can wake up at 3 a.m. and be like, I'm going to paint cookies and this is my happy place. I can't, I don't know what else you could do that could be better than like what you're already doing. So you know, I think this is just, a couple years from now, we're going to look back and be like, oh my God, she was on our podcast. How cool is that?
I hope so. I hope we all I believe that we will be having dinner together and we'll just be laughing at, oh my God, do you remember when Jodi was on the podcast and she was so nervous? And then, you know, she was just on Good Morning America last week. I don't know, something like that, you know?
Well, the last thing I want to say is like, I think something you've really keyed on, this is what Apple does so successfully, is the experience, you know, the packaging, the way it's done so that when you open it, you know, and everyone's tried to, you know, really kind of copy that. Samsung, like they all are doing the same thing with the making it an experience, because if it's just a cookie.
And just look, I want to show off, you know,
here.
Jodi's, you know, amazing graphic design talents. Like the cards that come with the cookies are gorgeous and, you know, tell the story about the evil eye or the sunstone. And I think that's what makes the customer experience so special. Every single detail, or, you know, the box of the flower cookies that you gifted us that had the small crystal tied to it. It's those small details that people remember. I think that makes it a really special and luxurious experience.
Well, also, you know, you look at it and you go, well, I've never seen that before. So it has a bit of a mystery and the unknown to it. And so you're like, if this tastes half as good as it looks, I have to at least try this. And so, you know, and then obviously it tastes great, so that you're, you know, then you become obviously a loyal customer. So I see it in Starbucks. I was telling Amy, like, yoga studios, even, you know, you can see it in all kinds of coffee places,
high-end fashion boutiques, Air One supermarkets. I mean, there's so many
Whole hotels, like
There's
imagine
so
like that
many
as a welcome gift.
applications.
Yeah, it's just, listen, I've always believed if you do something special, opportunities will come your way. You know, if you're
100%.
passionate about it, you don't give up on it. And I mean, this is stuff that we've talked about too, is, you know, when you really are passionate about something, you just kind of have to do it. And if you're talented and you do it well, opportunities come your way. And it's a lesson for all of us, you know, just do something and don't be mediocre at it. I've never understood, for the life of me, you go into a pizza place or you go into a sandwich shop and the food's just kind of like shitty. And you're like, well, how hard is it? Like, just do don't you care about what you're serving to people? Don't you just want it to be awesome? Don't you want people to leave and go, that was the best slice of pizza I ever had? How do you just make crap pizza and then or pasta and just be like, here you go?
Well, I've been to restaurants where the owners have admitted that they won't even eat their own food. And I'm like, you know, show's over then. You won't eat it, but you're willing to charge like an arm and a leg for someone else.
Or it's clearly frozen, you know, like we've seen Kitchen Nightmares. But, you know, it's just take pride in what you do and make it special and unique, because I'm not trying to get too philosophical, but our time is limited here. You know, it's like,
Exactly.
you're going to do something. Why not just be the best at it? Strive at least to be the best at it.
Well, I think it takes the same energy to, put 0% or 5% or 10% in to give it 110%. So, like, why not, if you're going to do it, be all in? Because everything you're putting out, all of your love and your energy, is a representation of yourself and your personal brand. And I think what I really love, when I first saw your beautiful cookies online, I thought to myself, whoever is making, these cookies and behind this brand clearly has put everything into it, because this is so special and so unique that you could tell. Like, I believe it now when you say, sometimes I'm up till 3-5 in the morning painting the cookies. It's clear because there's so many details that you've thought of to make this just right.
And something else I just thought of, there's times, like, I a lot of times I think of when I'm going to go to a restaurant, I think of, like, I'm going to get the dish that I can't make at home. I'm not going to get spaghetti marinara because I can crush that. I'm going to get the dish that has 20 ingredients and I could never make, because that's special, right? I look at this cookie or these cookies and I'm like, if I see like a chocolate chip cookie or whatever, I'm like, well, look, I could get that anywhere, anytime. How are you going to pass this thing up? I mean, A, you could never make it at home. I dare you to. And B, it's going to be a special experience. And that's what we're after. We're all after that.
Well, to touch on that, I've done a lot of pop-ups and also just on Instagram or social media or on the internet. I have a lot of people say, when I go in real life and I'm doing pop-ups or I'm doing different parties, people come up to me like, "Oh, sorry, sweetie, I don't need another crystal." And I literally have to pick one up and take a bite and say to them, they're a cookie. And then their minds are blown. And then I have hordes of people around me say, "No way, they're a cookie. I can't even believe that." Like, my mind's blown. But that is, it is the love. The love is in every single part. And a lot of people say to me, "Oh, you don't really need the crystal on top," or "Why do you put so much into every package?" or "Can't you just airbrush?" or, there's got to be easier ways to do this. And really and truly, I don't believe that everything needs to be turnkey in life, because, not everyone needs to be Amazon, because that is what life's about. We're all unique, and obviously that's what the meaning of each cookie is allowing your uniqueness to shine.
This Saves Lives is a ridiculously delicious food brand that gives back. Every single purchase sends life-saving food to a child in need. Co-founders Kristen Bell, Ryan Devlin, Todd Grinnell, and Ravi Patel launched This Saves Lives with a simple motto: buy a bar, feed a child, we eat together. Now, with more than just bars, their products contain premium ingredients and are non-GMO, gluten-free, and kosher dairy. Their unique line of kids products all contain one full serving of fruits and vegetables and are safe for school. To buy their ridiculously delicious snacks, head on over to thisSavesLives.com.
Are you still wiping your butt with all that toilet paper you hoarded last year? How's that going for you? Let me introduce you to a new way to clean after you handle your business. Meet Hello Tushy. Tushy is the modern bidet that easily clips to any toilet and installs in just 10 minutes. Starting at just $99, Tushy sprays a precise stream of clean water and washes away all of that literal crap that toilet paper leaves behind. Upgrade your bathroom experience by going to HelloTushy, TUSHY.com. That's HelloTushy.com. Tushy saves the environment and reduces your carbon butt print. Tushy saves you money on toilet paper, and Tushy saves your butt. Go to Hello Tushy, that's TUSHY.com. Stop wiping, start washing with Tushy. For over a decade, lifestyle brand Half United has been using fashion to feed people all over the world. To break the cycle of generational poverty, the community provides gainful employment to local artisans in vulnerable communities who create their handmade and sustainable products. For every Half United product purchased, 7 meals are given to a child in need. Half United has donated over 1 million meals to date. Shop their beautiful jewelry, teas, handbags, and home accessories at halfunited.com and help fight global hunger.
Say ciao to tradition and hello to your new favorite plant-based Italian bistro in Los Angeles, Brothers Meatballs. Brothers Meatballs was founded by brothers and food industry veterans Mauro and Sergio Corbia, who hail from the Isle of Sardinia, Italy. When they joined forces with second-generation Italian chef Mark Middleman, their self-proclaimed brother from another mother, the concept for Brothers Meatballs was born. Mauro was the founder and creator of Mauro's Cafe inside Fred Siegel, a long-standing LA hotspot. Dissatisfied with the amount of plant-based dining options reminiscent of the home-cooked meals their mother once made, the brothers were determined to create a menu so delicious it would appeal to herbivores and omnivores alike. Inspired by the food Mama so lovingly prepared for Sunday suppers, these meatballs are a modern take on a family classic. All menu items are 100% plant-based and made with Mama's secret ingredient, love. Angelinos can order lunch and dinner Wednesday through Sunday at brothersmeatballs.com. You just had something major happen for Good Vibes Cookie Co. So you were recently on the Drew Barrymore Show and you were chosen for her holiday small business gift guide. So what was that experience like and how did it impact your business?
That was actually mind-blowing. It was not this past December. It was December what year are we in? 2019.
I've lost count.
Yeah, I'm so confused. I don't even know what day it is, let's be honest. So Drew Barrymore had her first ever small business gift guide, and she went onto her Instagram and she spread near and far, said, hey guys, tag your favorite brands. I'm going to pick them off Instagram, off social media. I want to hear your favorites. One of my really close friends from high school tagged me on her post, and I saw it, and I did a call out to my followers, to my friends, to my family, everyone like that, because by the way, what I didn't mention anywhere in here is this is all organic growth. I've never paid for marketing. I do all my own marketing. I do all my own social media. And so any sort of publicity is all word of mouth, organic, and that's how we got here, just like Drew Barrymore. So my friend tagged me, and then I called out to my followers and I said, hey guys, Drew Barrymore is looking for people. Tag me, tell her what's up. Tell her these are your favorite cookies. You know, let's spread the good vibes near and far. And all of a sudden it was like wildfires everywhere. But she had 70,000 people that were tagged, meaning 70,000 small businesses.
Wow.
I was the first group. I was the first of 5 small businesses in the United States to be chosen. But this is the coolest part. So because you were nominated, or you could have nominated yourself, but I was particularly nominated by a friend, the producers had to call and check to make sure I wanted to be on the small business guide, which was on her website. And I was like, are you kidding me? Of course, yes, please, thank you, right? So just like you and I are speaking, the producers kind of asked me, how'd you get here? What's your backstory? Where'd you come from? And I gave them the little gist of, I was a fashion designer in my past life, graphic design, package design, yada, yada, yada. We move forward to the journey. Here we are. And the producers within 10 minutes said to me, would you ever consider coming on our show? We need you on our show. And I actually have the perfect slot. It's happening in 2 weeks. And I looked at them, like my head kind of just went full circle. I said, obviously, sign me. Where do I sign up? And within 2 weeks, I was in the gift guide. And then a week later, Drew Barrymore did like a tease that I was going to be on the show. And then a week after that, so this is within like a whole month, only a month, I personally appeared on the Drew Barrymore Show, on a nationally televised show with Drew Barrymore, E.T. phone home. Everybody grew up with Drew Barrymore, right? We all felt like we were besties with her. And I was with Jenna Lyons, who is another iconic person in my life because she comes from the fashion world. She was the creative director, also making a midlife pivot. She was a creative director at J. Crew, and she's the reason why a lot of people wear camo and sequins now. Like, she's the one who made that big push of fashion. But she had left her career, like many of us, midlife, and she was taking a second life. And so we actually did like a master class. It was really cool to hear the insight. And Jenna Lyons called my cookies iconic. And my heart like just melted all over on the floor. The word iconic. And it just made me feel so good to see that she felt and she could see, and she tasted one on air, which was amazing. She knew exactly where I was going. She saw the same vision I saw. She felt it, and that's just a reassurance of you're on the right path. So
That's
It's a beautiful
epic
story.
when, you hear from somebody else who's achieved incredible success in, in industry that you've worked in throughout your career, to acknowledge your hard work and your passion and your dedication, and what an amazing job you've done so far building your brand. So that's absolutely incredible. Switching gears, Jodi, you meditate every single day, and we're big on, meditation ourselves. And Scott and I are both very spiritually curious people. So we're wondering, how does the practice of meditation impact your life?
oh goodness, meditation is huge. And just like I said earlier, I dream up ideas, and I always have. A lot of my ideas come to me in meditation. Meditation, basically, if I don't meditate first thing in the morning and just kind of get my head right and straight, it will make or break my day. How I react to things, how I expand on ideas. And it just basically helps me settle into who I am at peace. We're all going to have these ups and downs, but meditation allows me to flow with it instead of, fighting every corner. The newest cookies, the ones we were just talking about, the cherry blossoms, and also I have some lotus cookies that are coming out very soon. Those came to me in meditation. I visually saw them in a meditative state, which is mind-blowing, because a lot of times, I don't know about you guys, I go into meditative state and I just am in, an hour can go by, I'll come out of it and realize, oh my gosh, where am I? Where have I gone? But the fact that I can bring things to fruition even through meditation is I feel as if a lot of this is a gift from other sources, and that's what's gotten me here. To creation, to fruition, it all has to do with that, I believe.
I think meditation, at least, for me and what I've learned in my life, is the place where I feel the most present in the now, and I can be in total peace and calm, and zone out all the distractions, the internal distractions in my head, and then the external distractions. And so I have found, I practice hot yoga, and I do that a few days a week. And in one of my favorite classes, which they call Hot Power Fusion, it's the same series of 26 poses in every class. And so, when you know what's coming next, you're really in this meditative flow, and you kind of just are doing it by heart. So for me, it's this moving meditation. And it's really been powerful because I've been able to work through so much trauma from my past in the class. And I leave feeling so much lighter, like mentally and emotionally lighter. Like I just shed, some of the baggage that I had been carrying around, and being able to just kind of be in that meditative zone for an hour, it powers me through the whole day. And the difference of the days when I do it versus when I don't is absolutely incredible. I notice the difference because I see the benefit and the ripple effect of the meditation in all other areas of my life, including my relationship with my amazing husband and our wonderful kids, and how I'm, performing and being creative in our business, and, how I'm relating to friends, and how I'm feeling about myself that day, or how I feel physically, having more energy. I've just found that it's the most incredibly rewarding practice. And Scott and I have talked about this. We really think that it's something that kids should be learning at, a really young age, because it's a skill that is so important to be able to connect with your own emotions in a healthy way, and also be able to create some time, space, and distance from problems so they don't seem so overwhelming. To approach them from a state of calm, I think, gives you the ability to address them in a much more powerful and purposeful way.
Well, see, what I think the number one issue that people think that I can't meditate, I can't sit there, I can't clear my mind. But really, meditation is the act of listening to your thoughts, seeing where you go. And people think that they have to meditate, sitting cross-legged, closing their eyes, holding their hands. Meditation could be done anywhere. I believe that when I sit and I paint cookies all night, that is a form of meditation, my own
Agreed.
meditation. Meditation is, some people take a hike, some people get in the bath. I think that the stigma around meditation is something that's being broken, especially now, because it's becoming a practice of everyone. Like, I know that there's NFL players doing it now. It's now become a very normal societal thing. And the coolest thing is we practice it as parents, and our kids are seeing that. And I know that when my daughter was in preschool, they did meditation every day and they did yoga every day. It was a part of the curriculum because that's what mindfulness was a part of it. And I even see it actually in the middle school, my son's middle school curriculum. They teach it in math class. It's a part of mindfulness, because it's also slowing down. If you're going to try to rush through a math problem, you're probably going to make a quick mistake. But if you're mindful and you take it slowly, it helps you in every part of life. Going back to what, touching on what you were saying.
Yeah, mindfulness meditation. It's something that just gives you space. It just creates space, and our brains are so crowded with thoughts and all the nonsense that's constantly being barraged to you, whether it's electronics or just life in general. And it just gives you a little bubble of space. And people don't realize, when it comes to business and interpersonal relationships, you it's so easy to mess up. It's so easy to say the wrong thing, get angry, get emotional, in a negative way. And that can harm relationships. It can harm your business. So to just have a practice, whatever it is, where you can create a little space for yourself to calm down and just get some perspective and just let your mind breathe for a minute. It's free. You can do it anywhere. You can do it any way you want. Like you were saying, it is one of those things. I would love it if it was just a required thing in all schools, that all kids have to do it. And I think that's a great thing that you're having it in your schools for your kids. And I wish we had it for ours. I think it'd be very, very powerful.
Jodi, this has been such an amazing conversation, and we want to end by asking you a question we ask all of our fabulous guests on the Trueheart podcast. What do you want your legacy to be?
My legacy. That's a great question. What do I want my legacy to be? That she followed her heart, and she did, she unapologetically, fearlessly went forward, even when people told her not to do the things, not to follow and choose things that she did. Just my legacy is my children. Hopefully the cookies. I see them being a brand that's going to be around for a very long time, but then also just a reminder to follow your heart.
All right, everybody. Obviously, you could tell Scott can't even wait till the episode's over. He's going in for another
hear me
bite.
chewing?
Yeah, I think everyone can hear you chewing. Of Jodi's magical good vibes cookie, but you better save me the last bite. That's what
I
real
totally
love
will.
is.
Keep talking.
Real love is saving me, your wifey, aka the keys to a happy lifey, the last bite.
This is going to be a tough choice, guys.
It's what, me or the cookie? It's obviously me. So
Don't you have more to say?
yeah. So if you
Might be
are
doing.
enjoying the show, please go ahead, subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget, give us a great review and 5-star rating. We appreciate you all, and we're so grateful to our amazing guest today, Jodi Mannis, Good Vibes Cookie Co., spreading the love and delivering happiness in every bite. So these cookies are off the chain.
This is going to show the audience how much I love my wife and how much I value a happy life. I'm going to give this to you.
Oh, baby.
There you go.
Thank you. No, let me have it. But I am not going to make y'all feel bad and eat it
Why?
on air like Scott
Make
just
him feel
said.
bad.
No, I'm gonna wait till we
Oh, wait.
wrap.
I have some crumbs.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. There was more.
All the guys out there, I think they can relate.
My shirt's clean.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, Jodi, for all the goodies that you delivered to us, and we'll be sharing the rest of our yummy cookies with our kids later, so that's going to be fun. And keep it locked here. We have another exciting episode for you next week, and thanks for tuning in. Stay safe
See you
and
soon.
have a beautiful week.